Hello, thank you for joining me for this bonus episode of Just In Case You Forgot, the true crime podcast about the Stacey Colbert cold case. I wanted to do this bonus episode, that way everyone can have good things to remember about Stacey Colbert. When whoever murdered Stacey is found, arrested, and stands trial, the media is going to go crazy with covering whoever did it. So when that happens, I want you to think about the things you're about to hear from Danielle, Stacey's sister, and from the Alpha Delta Pi sorority sisters. This bonus episode will not be long at all, because it's only about how they would like every listener to remember Stacey Colbert. This is how Stacey's sorority sisters would like you to think about their friend. This is Katie.
Which is basically how everybody wants people to remember Stacey, because when the day comes and somebody is they're going to go after the big story about who did it and why and things like that. So please tell me how, if you were to tell anybody on the street about how you would want them to remember Stacey, how would you put it?
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked this, because I think as time has gone on, I've thought more about her as a person and kind of what we lost, with her not being in this world with us anymore, and more about the memories I had versus just focusing on the horror of the end of it. But I would want them to know that she was just a very authentic and kind person. She was close to her family and friends. She valued education, and she tried to be healthy, and she was deeply fair to people. And she was not, she was kind of an innocent person. And, no one ever deserves to be a victim. And she also didn't do anything that I would consider putting herself at increased risk. She was just a great person, very gregarious. I felt like she had a good future in front of her. I think, it's hard. It's hard for me as somebody now that has my own kids to look at them, whether it was when they're when they were babies or they've grown up, and just think about how Stacey was her parents' baby, and how outrageous it is that someone could take something so precious, someone could, commit violence against her. She was, I don't know, I think she was going to have a fun and exciting life. She was up for adventure. She was always going to have close relationships with people. She was always going to make their lives better. She just had a wonderful vibe about her. And her friend group, we still feel her loss. And it's hard to believe 25 years have gone by. She's like frozen forever as a young woman. And, the rest of us have to go on. And so I live with it like everyone else that loved her, and I still have her photos in my house, and I visit her tile at the Spirit of Women fountain from time to time, but, always be a little heartbroken inside that someone that was such a bright light was a victim of something so terrible.
This is Ashley.
Her smile, like that, she was always smiling. She was always happy. She couldn't not smile. She was such a bubbly person, and she was so driven in everything that she did. I was babysitting my summers during college. She was doing all kinds of internships, different things, and even in school, she was working with the crew and things like that. So she was always kind of working towards her career and getting that started. So, and then she was just energetic, and she loved to dance. We used to go every Thursday was ladies' night at the bars at Ohio State, and we would get in for free. So we would just go down and bar hop and and dance to 80s music.
Here is Alicia.
So, if you just met somebody off the street and were telling them about Stacey, how would you want someone and tell someone to remember Stacey?
She was just a positive force. She was a positive force for her friends, for her family. She was a bright star just beginning to start her life. And I just think about what change, what positive impact would she have had in this world if she would have been given the opportunity to live her life like she should have been given. She was kind. She was funny. She liked to have a good time. We would love to hang out. She was social. She was outgoing. She was a good friend. She was a good coworker. She took her responsibilities very seriously. She was dedicated. She was honest to a fault. She was just an amazing person. And I am so thankful that I had the opportunity to know her, even though it was for such a short period of time.
This is Paula, the one who first talked to me about doing this podcast.
Remember her as bright and caring and kind. She was smart and funny and kind of a dork. She was so smart. She was kind of a geek. And that was part of her charm. That was part of what made her so lovable. She was friendly and warm. She was everybody's favorite cousin or little sister, if you will. She was everyone's best friend.
Here's Danielle and what she would like everyone to think about when they think about her sister, Stacey Colbert.
I want them to think about her laughter, her light, and all of the positive things that she did here. Think about Atlanta. Think about, her Olympics and her smile, and think about some of those crazy fun vacations that she went on. Think about, her love of animals and the good that she did in the small amount of time that she was here. And keep her laughter, keep her stories, keep her wonderful spirit alive. And her twinkle in her eye and her very loud, contagious laugh, and her just stories keep her stories alive, and don't forget her.
Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has helped with this podcast, and say thank you to everyone who has taken the time just to listen. Just in case you forgot, we'll be back when I get any new information on the Stacey Colbert cold case. If you know about this cold case and would like to talk to me on this podcast, please contact me at miopodcast@outlook.com. And also, if you would like to know more about the Stacey Colbert cold case and see pictures of Stacey, please check out the Finishing Stacey's Fight Facebook page.
Just in Case You Forgot podcast is produced and hosted by William Swafford. Music was put together by William Swafford.